Well, surprise, I grinded for Kindred, and I got rank 376. So I cut it very, very close. I put up 135 million points, and this grind was a pain and a half, but it was worth it. I got Kindred, and honestly, this guy just seems crazy on defense. So I knew it was going to be a good investment of my time because this champion just looks like one of the best defenders in the game. And I've used him a bit in like battlegrounds on defense, and yeah, he is showing his worth, all right. He is an absolute pain to deal with. So when I first reviewed Kindred, I was a bit harsh, and honestly, I kind of want to apologize and take that back, because the more I think about it, and this might be a hot take, but I think this character is very well done. And hear me out as I rank up this Kindred. I'm going to take him to rank 3, 660, and yeah, we're just going to go from there. I might rank for him, but if I rank for him, he'll probably be auto-banned in Battleground, so that is a bit rough. But here is my thought process. I think Kindred is honestly pretty good when he has everything ready, when he has his signature ability, when he's low health, and when he has, you know, some good mastery setup. If it's Mystic Dispersion, if it's a half recall masteries, whatever it is, as long as he's properly built, he will be pretty dang decent. And that is for the questing side of Kindred. So good news, if you like this champion, you can use this character in questing and he will be just fine. He will be honestly pretty dang sweet and just very fun to play. That is one good part, right? But then here's the other thing. This champion, in the competitive aspect, is one of the best to have because of his defensive value. So when you put it that way, he has use in questing because questing is all about just having fun. There is no like meta for questing, it's just use who you like. And if you use Kindred, you will not be disappointed. He will honestly be pretty dang decent, right? Like here in this fight, it's pretty dang fast and he does it pretty dang well. So Kindred in questing is honestly pretty dang sweet. And in competitive modes, he has his use for being one of the most annoying defenders out there. So when you put it this way, he has use in questing because he does work and he is very, very fun there. He does have use in the meta of competitive game modes. He just has use everywhere. So by that like standard, I feel like he is a solid addition to the game. And I'm not trying to sell you on this champion. I don't do that. I just want to find the positive in characters, right? And I think I found it with Kindred because he does have use in every game mode. Whether it's on the attack or defense spectrum, he does have a use, and I think that is great. Are pure defenders my favorite type of characters? Obviously not. I prefer using these characters like in actual game mode, like, you know, actually playing with them. But if it does give them a use, then I'm fine with it, right? So I think I was just wrong in my first assessment of the champion. I was looking at it from just purely attack, but honestly, when you think about it in just an overall sense, Kindred is a good champion. And this fight here is pretty dang sweet. Like, he is a good quester. I think he is just a straight up good quester because even though he does want to be at low health, he still has some insane regen and just some very strong utility. And the damage output, while it is still pretty mediocre, it is at least viable to be used in a questing standpoint, right? So yeah, Kindred, I don't know, man. I feel like I was just a bit wrong on this champion, and he is honestly very surprising as a 6-star. So I do like this champion. I do like Kindred for sure. I've always liked the animations and the playstyle. I think it's very, very fun. But when you really think about it, this champion does have a use in this game, and that is great because some characters are just purely attackers, right? But they're not good enough attackers, so they don't see that much use. However, Kindred will always see use on the defense side of things because right now, this man is just tearing apart Battlegrounds. Like, I've seen so many screenshots of Kindred's just embarrassing some people because, yeah, this man is really hard to fight against. I mean, even in the last event quest, I got destroyed by this guy. Like, I got absolutely embarrassed by him, man. So, this guy is a very painful defender. And he will stay that way for a long time. He will always be a good defender because that's what he was made for. So I like this champion. I honestly do. I think once you understand what this champion was made for and just like accept the fact that he won't be your go-to battleground attacker or Alliance War attacker, then yeah, I think this champion is fine. I think he is a fun quester. He does his job in questing for sure. In Battlegrounds and Alliance War, he will be a defensive powerhouse. This champion is a good addition to the game. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Kindred. I feel like I was a bit too harsh on him last time, and overall, I feel like he is honestly just pretty dang sweet, man. Just a pretty dang sweet character. Yeah, this fight's going pretty well, though. Like, we just are buff controlling him very, very well. We have 4 points in missing dispersion, so keep that in mind because that just fuels our power gain a lot. And yeah, 20,000 crit there, pretty dang sweet. And this fight is just about over. Yeah, not too bad. I think that was like, what, a minute and 23 seconds or something? Yeah, not too shabby whatsoever. Now we have this Footloose lane, and this is a great way of showing how he does against buffs. I think he is a great buff Punisher, to be honest. And he is a decent power controller, but honestly, I feel like his best use is just that, is it atrophy? I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. It's just that thing. It is that thumbs down icon there. That is Kindred's best, like, mechanic. Or actually his regen. Okay, he has a lot of good mechanics, right? That's what I'm trying to say. He has the regen, he has the power steal, he has the buff control, he has the immunities also. He has just a very solid kit, to be honest. He has passive red numbers, which is very, very strong. And it's degen as well. Like, basically 2 champions are immune to degen. So if you wanted to, you can use this guy for a lot of fights. You might not want to, right? But he will work for those fights. But honestly, if he is fully invested into, he will be a very solid quester. That's what I'm trying to say here. And yeah, this fight is going pretty well. It is just about over, to be honest. Once we get going, we really get going. So yeah, it's a very fun time. We dropped SP2 here. And yeah, we are approaching Outbreak, it says. The callouts are very cool. I think Vox has a lot as well. So I cannot wait for Vox. Like, Vox looks so cool. I don't know why, but why are they making, like, such edgy characters in, like, a month that isn't October? I don't know. It just feels so out of place. Like, we are in, what? Kindred was in July, right? And he is that edgy, and it just feels so not right for a July character. But yeah, I think Kindred is a great addition to the game, but more suited for October, to be honest. Silk, though, also love Silk, man. Both of these characters have uses in this game, because Silk is a top-tier attacker, right? She's not just like a mid-tier attacker. No, she is a top-tier one, so she has use for sure. And Kindred is the polar opposite. He is a top-tier defender. So yeah, July was a great month champion-wise, and I hope that August is just as good. So far, Photon looks like a defensive menace and great on attack also. So she looks pretty dang sweet. Vox just looks insane design-wise. So honestly, man, 2023 has been something else. It's just been so good champion-wise, and I just love it. I'm all for it, man. But yeah, we dropped the SP1 here. Just keeping that degen going, and it is going pretty well. We get the parry, we do a combo, and this fight is just about over in about, I think, 58 seconds, which isn't too bad for a Kindred fight, right? And now we have this Rage lane here, and he does his fight pretty dang well. But I'll be honest, outside of buff matchups, he really isn't all that, even when he's fully invested into, which kind of stinks, but at least he does have some fights where he's good for. That's the important part. Like, if he was just bad all the time, that would be kind of, you know, not fun. But against, like, buff-heavy characters, he is so fun to play. So, yeah, I'm just glad that he does have a matchup or scenario where he is pretty good for. And I'll take that, man. I will take that happily because besides that, he is still just an insane defender, right? But yeah, here, drop the SP1, and we can just get going with the rotation. But now brings the question, do I think he will get buffed? I still think that there is a chance he does, because while he is very good when he's fully invested into, I feel like he should still get some love when he can't really access all of that, right? Because not everyone can do that, especially like progressing players and whatnot. So I would just like keep the signature ability the same and up some numbers from his base kit. That'll be pretty dang sweet to see. But besides that, man, honestly, if he doesn't get a buff, I won't complain too much because he still does have a use, right? All the champions that have gotten buffs so far in the rebalance program have gotten buffs because they are purely attackers that aren't really living up to their name. But Kindred here is not an attacker, he is a defender. So I would kind of understand why he wouldn't get a buff, but honestly I still kind of want to see just some love to him. Not even the biggest changes, just like even some minor tune-ups to his damage output in his base kit, that'd be pretty sweet. But yeah, honestly, without a buff, he still has a lot of use, and that is the important part, right? Because there are over 250 champions in this game, so it is very hard to stand out. So I feel like he does stand out. It's just not on attack, it is on defense, right? But yeah, that fight was pretty clean. And Kindred is very, very fun. I like Kindred. I think Kindred is a very fun champion to play. The best attacker out there? Absolutely not. The best defender out there? Honestly, quite possibly. So he does have some best use, right? And I think that is what makes him a good addition to the game. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on Kindred. Are you happy with him? Are you disappointed? And yeah, that's about it for me.